Welcome back, everybody. Uh, Azrael, would you like to recap last session?
All right. So last session began with us having terrorized some refugees who had tried to ambush us and take our money while we were walking through the city very, very drunk. As we were kind of, recovering from that attack, we rounded a corner and ran into Onyx's mentor. I have it written down as Frodos, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. So that's what I wrote down though.
Protos with a P,
Frodos.
Prodos.
Pro- Sorry. Anyways, so Protos told us that he had been in the city for just about a day. He was back from helping refugees get to the city as the invading army was making their way towards the city. He told us that he was looking for his friend who had been helping him with the refugees, but had, as such, been unable to locate him. But he was also planning on going north to help some refugees get to the city before the onslaught of the army came. We agreed to help him out, gave him a place to sleep on our boat. And then the next day, before we went to help him, we split up. Azrael and Javid went to the city guard to try to get a pass into the city using all of the armors that had been collected from the ship and other slaveholders. Um, Onyx went shopping, and everybody else went to the bathhouse to get clean. Briar's wings apparently changed colors. Um, while we were there, we discussed that we should actually probably sell the boat and that we won't need it. So we ended up selling the boat to the dock master, and then made our way north to help the refugees. On our way there, we saw a old man stopped us and told us that we were going the wrong direction, and the army was already on in the city. Uh, Despite this warning, we continued our way north, spotting what looked like a refugee in distress. Azrael and Demetari ran forward to help the refugee, which turned out to be a dracone, and we were then attacked by the army or a scout group of the army. And that's all I have written down.
Yeah, and then um, Snow and Javid snuck up to the actual encampment, heard an entire speech from a large, colorful Leonin wielding black claws, saying that I am now your masters. And then he stuck his black iron claws into the leader of the town and incinerated him from the inside out. And then they came back to the party and we started discussing what we were going to do, and then that's where we ended. Because I've got a brother and fur to kill because them claws are mine.
All right. So, Javid and Snow have just returned to the party and explained to the rest of you what they saw.
Does this Leonin sound familiar to me at all? Like, have I heard about a Leonin war general or anything?
Make a history check. You would know that there are Leonin who live in Austrinium, but uh, this guy specifically, probably not.
Okay. I just didn't know if I had heard of anybody that had risen to a position of, like, pretty good power.
It is not uncommon.
this Redford Leonin and the Redford Leonin described by the elf whose journal we found.
Do you make the connection?
Yeah.
I don't. Do you? You
When
have
he
the
described
journal.
Redford Leonin
I mean,
and
Javid could. Javid's not unintelligent, and he read the journal.
I mean, it is not unreasonable to think that you remember that.
yeah, okay.
And if I remember correctly, we're setting up camp, right? Like it's like later in the day.
Well, I thought we had just done it. Well, I thought it was like so we had left kind of like what mid-morning or something, and I know we had taken a short rest. Some of the party, anyways, who had needed the short rest, we're sitting kind of off, kind of hidden.
And it was described to us that the travel time would be about 3 hours to get to the village.
Correct.
Okay, so it's still not. We're still like afternoon time frame.
Yeah.
We're not sleepy time.
Correct. So have you
Sorry, I'm
guys?
late, guys.
I mean, so I'm reading through the journal, and yeah, I could definitely say it. In the marking this morning, I saw an execution. Apparently, a group of locals tried to steal the food cart meant for the soldiers. A monstrous red fur lianin led the execution. He gave a great speech about how the locals must get used to the new order. He practically ripped the heart straight out of one of them. I've seen a few of them so far since I've been here, but this was my first time really getting a good look at them. If I hadn't been so scared I might have thought his green eyes were something beautiful. Did this Leonin have green eyes?
He did.
Neat. So that's the one
Yeah,
being described.
yeah, I definitely think Javid probably would have made that connection.
Yeah, I can't see that journal in Foundry, so I was like trying to read it.
Yeah.
It's under Journal of I can't pronounce his name, geologist. It's in the journal entries.
Yeah, it's just not in my journal entries that I can see. I got Ted's backpack, party ledger, and notes to Namav.
Oh, weird.
So I think we should head back to Kanny Tor. I don't see any advantage to us in trying to take on the Australian army.
Agreed. We could probably do much more good from the city.
And might even get a commission to do some scouting.
Well, at the very least, we need to let them know that they're this close because it doesn't seem like the army is aware that the Austranians are this close.
Agreed.
Right. You should definitely pass that along.
So I think we should push back at kind of like at a double time back to Torvir Deep, back to Kanny Tor and Torvir Deep.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep an eye out, though, for any scouting groups that might be following us or, you know, signs that they might be coming behind us?
Yeah. I think Javid wants to uh, obscure our tracks so we don't get followed.
You're gonna be following way behind if you try to do that. We're moving fast.
So yes, if you guys are trying to double time, it would be very difficult for you to do that in any meaningful way.
Don't you have Pass Without a Trace? Can we just use that?
You're absolutely right. Thank you. I will cast Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sneaky. I'm just trying to get back to after Javid and Snow come back, my main worry is that we have a town full of refugees that are sitting ducks effectively, and no one knows about it. So I'm just gonna be hauling straight ass.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna be AFK for like 30 seconds.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. I'm so used to 2:00 my time.
Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
late last week. Like when Liam called me and was like, "Hey, bud, what are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know, waiting to play." And he was like, "Well, that was like 10 minutes ago." And I was like, "Shit!" It was like
Yeah, my name.
in the middle of a Civilization 6 game. It was just like
I
chilling, just
it
big
said you were playing
chilling.
Civ 6. I was like, damn. Well, I guess fuck us.
I was just big chilling, and then he called me and was like, "What?" Because you texted me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there." I don't understand why you're like being. Yeah, I'll be
Confused.
there. Yeah.
Why you on my ass, man?
Alright.
Yeah, my
Wait,
neighbors and I are cutting down some big trees.
So.
Yeah, and I'm willing to risk the con check for maintaining speed too, because I know it's like 3 hours outside of Kanny Tor, but like I'm pushing it to what I know I can run.
So I move pretty fast, so I think I would keep up with Onyx, but still be able to keep an eye out of anyone who might be following us.
Yeah, because I technically have like 35 feet of movement, and I think you're like what 45 or 50 at this point. So
45. I'll be higher next level, but 45 right now.
Yeah, and Javid's got 40 speed.
and then ye old Tabaxi over there. I think the only two we'd have to worry about is Demetari and Protos. The Protos being as big as he is, his strides are probably long enough to keep up, but Demetari and
She's only 30 feet, right?
yeah,
I think she's the slowest.
her and Briar, but Briar can fly.
Yeah. And Briar's 35, I thought. So not quite
Oh yeah,
30.
I forgot she got barbarian movements. Actually, with
Snow.
level 6, she might be 60 or 40.
What's up?
Did you level up to
Oh
6?
yeah, she hasn't leveled up yet. So
Yeah, I did it right when I logged on. Is it not showing up?
It's not showing me. I see.
what'd you
So
get
I'll
for
refresh
6th
my
level?
page. I just went with standard rogue, so I just got extra bonuses to perception and survival.
And I know Reagan was working on leveling up Demetari, but she was still spell shopping, so I think she has her spells picked out now. She just hasn't been on D&D Beyond to actually level her character yet.
Alright. So, can I get you guys... This is going to be a group stealth check. I don't think moving fast imposes a disadvantage on stealth.
Yeah.
So specifically the way the game words it, like the rules words it, is stealth is half speed.
You can't even use stealth unless you're going slow.
Yes, you can't even stealth
Oh,
unless you're half speed.
I'm like quadruple proficient, so is that like a straight roll for me?
Well, alright, so I guess here's the question. Are you guys double timing it and you're going to get back in an hour
All
and a
the
half?
time.
Or are you going to go slow and be able to stealth?
I don't know
we're
what the party's doing, but I'm hauling ass personally.
yeah. I think we're double timing it. My concern is less about stealth and more just making sure someone's not following us.
If you guys are double timing it, can I get some perception checks?
Disadvantage, straight rolls, what we got?
It's just a straight roll. And in fact, it only is a -5 to your passive score, so anyone who is actively paying attention is just a straight roll.
Yay.
I trip over rocks.
I imagine Onyx is so distracted he's not even paying attention to his speeder.
He's double timing it, he's on his way back.
Yeah, I'm like just chopping arms, just hauling ass. Trucking through bushes and everything.
Do you want me to roll for some of the people who aren't here?
Is Javid able to roll, or is he not going to do it?
I did roll. Did it not show? Oh no, I don't have.
Oh yeah. It's
Huh.
not
So I rolled a 7.
okay.
Yeah, Trey, this is my homework project.
Is that a musket?
I am building a muzzle loader.
Apparently, Briar is paying excellent attention because she's, flying and able to see, like...
She can fly backwards.
Yeah, oh, yeah, she could. That's totally why
She could do like a breast, like a backstroke thing, like upside down, like.
It's like when you see a Blackhawk come in and just do like that crazy like spin.
Basically. What's Protos doing? He's not doing anything.
No, he's just running. Big boy, huffing and puffing.
All right. So, all 7 of you begin like beating feet back towards Kanny Tor. After probably about an hour, you're getting closer to the village. You begin you're recognizing some of the landmarks you saw as you exit. You suddenly hear from Briar, "Hey, what's that up there?" And as the rest of you turn, you can see these like big winged creatures, 3 of them, like high above. And then their wings fold in and they just start diving towards you. So, I need you guys to roll for initiative.
My character
Oh my
token is
God.
not available for me to click on.
Hold on.
Yeah. We're gonna have to re-roll that. Like,
It was almost a 20.
I'm rolling so well. I rolled a 18.
this is terrible. I don't want to hear it.
I can't roll for Briar because I can't click on her token. I mean, I could roll in D&D Beyond, but I can't roll
That's
until
fine,
her
I'll
on the
roll for her.
initiative.
Oh, you're gonna have to do Dimitori as well then, because I rolled for her, but I can't click the token.
Speed's an 18.
Whoa, say what? With advantage?
What's that?
An 18 with your advantage and all your pluses?
Well, it was a 6 with a plus 12. I don't know that.
Yeah, that's 18. He just rolled bad. That's all.
That's tough.
He just wasn't paying that much attention. He's running.
All right. Because that looks like every.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know what? I don't care. It's fine.
So do we only see the flying creatures at this point, or are those the people that are flying on the flying creatures?
As they get closer, their wings tuck in. They're in this like dive bomb towards you. You can see kind of hunched over, riding on their back, is these soldiers in like full plate armor with like great swords at the ready. And the creatures are just like twisting towards you.
Do they look giant-like, or do
No,
they look
like They look like human
Okay.
potentially.
They're riding wyverns. What are they riding?
They are a species of wyvern that is native to Austranium.
Oh.
And how far away are they when we spot them?
Probably.
Because I'm measuring about like 80 feet. I'm just curious if they're like high up.
They are, probably a couple 100 feet up, but they're
Okay.
fast.
All right.
In fact, they close about 200 feet to you guys in like, just a couple seconds.
Dasha, too excited to see you do a party wipe.
Yeah. All right. So. Two of the knights are wielding crossbows, which is worth noting. But one of them flies overhead. Protos, being the largest member of the party, the claws just like dig into his shoulder. And he got some of his hit points back. 2 quick swipes with its claws as it just flies overhead. He takes a total of 18 slashing damage.
Is this a flyby, or do people get reaction?
It is a flyby. It does not provoke opportunity attacks. But it's pretty close to you guys, roughly. It's maybe 15 feet off the ground as it just dives down and grabs him, and it's like kind of flying back up to make another pass. Javid, it is your turn.
So I spot one of the riders with a crossbow, and I want to fire a shot at it. And you gotta wait for page loading, because apparently it's got to reload the page every time I come back. All right. I'm using the phone, and so I don't know.
What are you excited about there, Trey?
Oh shit! I didn't call it. Yeah, 25 to hit.
On the knight?
On the yes, the knight with the crossbow.
Okay.
Which I guess hits.
That does hit, yeah.
And so 11 damage. And I'm going to use deft. Where is it? Come here. Good. Busher. I All right. I'm just going to roll a D4 for that.
So that 14 damage.
Yes.
All right.
Since this is the first round of action, I'm going to fire a second time, this time using sharpshooter. For -5 to attack plus 10 to damage. Oh, whiff.
All right. The first shot just like connects straight into his chest, and you see it like dents his breastplate and lets out a grunt. The second one just the dragonal, like noticing that you've struck its rider, it kind of twists and does like a little roll. The guy is like fully strapped in, so he stays in his seat, and the arrow just flies wild off into the sky.
All right. And then I'm going to take my third attack, and again with sharpshooter. 12, I'm guessing, because he's armored.
It does not hit.
All right.
Your second attack just like glances off of his armor.
All right. That's my turn.
Alright, Onyx.
Okay, how far above us did you say he was?
15, 20 feet. He's not low enough that you can attack him from the ground.
Well, not yet. I'm gonna take a deep breath and just as I'm taking in this deep breath, you're gonna watch the power from my necklace go in through my nostrils, and I'm gonna swell to the size of large. So I'm using a bonus action to use Giant's Might, which allows me and everything I'm wearing to become the size of large.
Alright. You have suddenly become a very large target, my friend.
And so that was my bonus action. And then as my action, I want to jump up with my extra weight and size to try to wrap up this wyvern and haul his ass down.
Okay.
So
Which
athletics.
be an athletics check on you.
So with Giant's Might, I also have advantage on all strength checks as well, strength-based checks. So that's
Which one are you trying to take down? The one that did the flyby?
yeah,
Okay.
17.
Alright, you just like leap up and grab it by the tail, and it kind of jerks forward. The creature lets out a screech, and you're like pulling it by its tail back towards you.
Yeah. Go Onyx.
Alright. Well, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Alright, the rider, as you begin like dragging his mount down to the ground, he's gonna like reach back and try to whack you with his...
You must be a very proficient rider to survive something like that without getting thrown.
They're like strapped in.
Yeah, like, I don't think he's able to fall out. Apparently, he did a barrel roll and didn't even fall.
What's your AC, bud?
17.
Alright. Whack! One of the blasts connects you in the shoulder with his greatsword. Another one, he just drops it into you.
What about a 22? Because I would reactively cast shield.
All right. Both of them, as it was like about to drive into you, and you can tell this was about to hurt. You just like explode off, and this like greatsword is knocked away. He was about to deal 26 damage to you. So.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
All right. The other two knights, noting their companion is in danger, launch crossbow bolts toward. You do have shield up though.
Yep, 22.
Alright. And like one of the bolts is just like it like strikes the shield and just explodes into these like little shards. The other one kind of connects with the ground next to you. And you can see them begin like winding up their crossbows again. It is Demetari's turn.
Alright. So, how far away are the other two riders?
Probably 50 feet off the ground, 50 feet away, so maybe a little more than that. 60
So-
feet probably.
60 feet or so?
Well, let's find out. Yeah, something like that.
Alright, she's gonna cast Tasha's Mind Whip at one of the riders that's been shooting.
Does she want to target the one that Javid already shot?
Yes.
Okay.
That's an intelligence save of 16.
Alright. Eight damage.
But that also means on its next turn it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action, but only gets one.
Alright. You watch as like she kind of points towards the, or kind of like whispers towards the knight, and he like kind of like grabs his helmet for a second mid reload. Seems to hurt him. His mount is confused. Is that the end of Demetari's turn?
Yep. That's all she's got.
Okay. It would be Snow's turn.
So do I have a clear shot on the wyvern that Onyx has grappled? Like, what exactly is the size of theirs?
You could move. They're large. Onyx is approximately the same size as it. If you kind of move off to the side, you could probably get a shot at it.
Yeah. I do that. And I'm going to use my bonus action for Insightful Fighting versus it.
Well, would he have advantage already just because I have it grappled?
I don't think that's how Insightful Fighting works.
No, not insightful. I just mean advantage on the attack roll because its speed's reduced to 0. I don't know.
Not sure that's an effect of the grappling condition.
It's not. It's not specifically called out, but
I thought it was more if they're
If they're
like-
restrained.
yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for.
Alright. You can read its actions. You can tell that it is like kind of scrambling and clawing to get itself free.
I'm going to hit it with an arrow. That is, like, if you could see my screen, it is like, the dice is canted to where if it had fallen over, it would have been a nat 20.
Alright. The arrow just like the kind of creature twists in Snow's hands, or not Snow, in Onyx's hands as you try to line up the shot, and in an attempt to not shoot Onyx, who is like wrestling into the ground, your arrow just flies wild over.
That'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Twits to be Azriel's turn.
All right, so I want to like kind of climb up Protos and like kick over to Onyx and then flip over the Wyvern Rider and like land like sitting on the Rider on the other side of him.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check.
That's like such an awkward thing, like be sitting in a saddle and then someone lands facing you in front of your saddle, like, oh shit!
Yeah, it would have been so cool.
You like scramble up Protos' back and leap over to Onyx, and you're able to kind of get onto the Wyvern, but you're not able to do your leaping maneuver towards the rider.
So where am I? Like, am I just kind of on the tail of the Wyvern?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, well, I'll still stab him.
Okay.
But I don't have advantage, right? Because I'm not flanking. No.
Definitely not. That does hit. You kind of like drive it into like a lightly armored spot. His thigh doesn't have like all of the armor on it. He kind of has just like most of the plate is torso up. So you find a little like gap in his thigh and drive the knife in.
All right, and then I'll kind of like hit him upside the head with my unarmed attack.
All right. That does not connect. He just kind of like puts up his arm and like braces it, and you just like glances off of his plate.
All right. Well, that's my turn. Am I standing on the tails of the Wyvern? Like, if it moves, will I fall?
Let me check. So you're not quite on the Wyvern. You are on like
Onyx?
Onyx's shoulders, pretty much.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
'Cause I rolled your acrobatics check was like a contested check against the Wyvern, so you're not on it, but you're close enough to attack.
All right, I'll just stay on Onyx's. Actually, no, I'll get off. I probably should still have enough movement to get off his shoulders, right?
Yeah, probably. You got a lot.
All right. Yeah, I'll hop off his shoulder just so I don't, get in his way of attacking.
I used the climbing onto a bigger creature, so it was your acrobatics contested by its athletics.
Okay.
So you're not clinging on it, but you got close enough to where you could have made attacks.
Yeah, I figure Onyx wouldn't resist me hopping on him.
Probably not. I think he knows
Alright.
what you're trying to do.
Nah, more than welcome to.
Alright. Protos is going to move forward and try to whack. He is upset that it clawed him, and he just rolled bad. Okay. He rolled an 11. He kind of tries to cleave the great axe down, and the wyvern twists in just the right way for him to just slam it into the ground. And that was the end of his. It would be Briar's turn. Let's see. Do we want her to fly up and try to grab the knight off? Because that would be funny.
Oh, that sounds cool. And something Briar would do.
Hell yeah.
Rage, fly up, try to take his head off.
Yeah, she should rage first, just because, that is technically, right? Trying to, grab him, and that's kind of attack, right?
So yes, grappling does count towards raging. Right,
Yeah, so she can definitely rage.
And she's gonna wild magic. 6. She has a +1 to AC. And anyone within 10 feet of her also has +1 AC. Let me see if I can give her an. Sure. We'll go with, it looks like light. I just use the light thing. So anyone within her aura has a +1 to their AC. She flies up and is going to try to grapple the knight and rip him off of the his mount. Alright, that is on athletics. She rolls a 20. And he rolls a 13. She just like flies up, like bear hugs him, and then just like rips him out of the seat. You see like leather straps that were holding him in just explode, little rivets fly out, and she just kind of like tosses him down to the ground, and as he like falls, you know, just a couple of feet or whatever, then she just like drops down on him with her great axe to make the other attack. Boy, she rolled a 27.
Yeah, she's just hot.
Alright, and 14 damage. That'd be +2, I think. I don't think it's counting the range damage. And she just like flies down and just cleaves into his shoulder as he's like on the ground. Oh, you know what? I'll say he's prone. I'm gonna roll again just in case she would have gotten it. Just in case she would have gotten a crit. She did not. She rolled a 2. Never mind. But still hit the shit out of him. Alright. The Dragonol is... He's gonna try to break free from your grapple. I don't know. Nah, he knows you're stronger than him. He's gonna claw. Alright. And your AC is 19.
I still have shield up, so
Alright, the claws just like deflect off of your magical arm. You
actually
are
my AC is
unfazed.
23 right now because I'm in Briar's aura.
Fuck. Alright. Alright, the two other Dragonol are going to swoop down. One of them is going to attack Javid. And the other one is going to attack. You shot at them. You can't ask.
Not that one.
riders are smart. They know what they're doing.
Would you say that, this entire situation was a trap?
Yeah, probably. One of them
Oh, sweet.
just claws into Javid's shoulders. Shoulder, I should say. One of its strikes connects for 15 slash. The other claw, you just kind of duck, and you can feel it just like right over your head. The other one, Snow. Alright, both of its attacks are going to connect. Also for 15 damage total. It rolled really high.
I have resistance to damage dealt by traps.
Unfortunately, no.
You said that this was a trap.
No.
You said 15?
Yep.
Alright, well, I'm gonna uncanny dodge that shit. So.
I think you can uncanny dodge one effect, so one of them was 7 and one of them was 8. So you could have.
Wow.
You could take 3 or 4 less damage, your choice.
So that would be 11 total, so 4 more.
Alright.
Ouch!
It's your turn.
All right. I'm going to shoot that guy that just clawed me. Or, is this the same one I've been firing at?
You were firing at its rider, but yes, it is the same one. The rider drove it to
The
attack
rider.
you.
Yeah, well, I would go again at that rider, again with sharpshooter. Plunge. Alright, and I will do again, second attack. This isn't working.
You're shooting at the rider?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I'll bet those white wyverns aren't armored. And if those knights take a fall, that'll make a fun little tumble. So, yeah, I'm changing my mind. But anyway, that was my turn.
Okay. Alright. The 2 arrows fly towards the one that had just struck at you. And one of them like glances off of his armor, the other one just misses by an inch. Onyx, it's your turn. Onyx?
19 to hit for longsword.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna pull out my longsword and stab this lizard that I got in my hands.
Alright. That hits.
Obviously one-handed.
Good for you.
So it's 18 total because I have an extra D6 because of Giant's Might.
Fuck yeah. Alright. You just like kind of like cleave into its side. It lets out a shriek and begins like striking at you harder with its claws.
And then as a bonus action... Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, I'm gonna Daunting Roar. So, The wisdom save of 13.
For
Anything within 10 feet, so...
okay, the mount and the knight. Get it.
Yep, the mountain rider. Wisdom save of 13 or they're frightened of me.
Alright. Neither of them seem affected. In fact, the knight is quite stalwart. That is the end of your turn. Then, the knight that was thrown from his mount is going to stand up and then just start whacking at Briar. But he's going to be a real dick about it. Not to great effect, though. 2 swings towards Briar. One of them connects for 12 slashing damage, which becomes 6. Alright. The other 2 knights. Good luck to that guy in the ground. They're going to shoot at Javid. And they both miss. Thunk, thunk. 2 arrows drop, sink into the ground at your feet. They're not super great with heavy crossbow. Oh. Twitched be Dimitaris.
Alright, so, she's gonna cast Ray of Sickness at the rider that is firing at Javid.
They both are. But only one of them is injured.
The injured one. She's gonna cast it at the injured one. Yeah, she's gonna upcast it at 2nd level.
Okay. $19 does hit for 13 points.
Yep, and then it has to make a Constitution saving throw. Save is 16, or it's poisoned until the end of her next turn.
He is not poisoned.
Not poisoned.
But he did take a bunch of damage. The green blast catches him in the shoulder, and you watch as he kind of lurches forward in the seat, and he begins putting away the crossbow. All right.
Yeah, you better run.
Snow, it is your turn.
Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna shoot at this one, at the wyvern.
Okay. Is your insightful fighting only against the one that you targeted earlier?
It is only against that one, but I'm not moving, so I get advantage on this one.
Okay. That hits. It just sinks straight into the creature's chest and lets out a screech. Is that the end of your turn? Okay, Ezreal.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna run over and flank with a briar and then just try to sink my sire into this guy. Or my sykes.
Well, that hits.
Alright. That's a crit. So what I'm gonna do is gonna do bonus action and then use my Fury of Blows, replacing one with my Hand of Harm.
Alright. 16 damage.
Yeah, sorry. That was 20. So the Hand of Harm adds 8 to that 9. So it's 26 would hit for the second blow, and then plus, so that'd be 17 on top of that.
I'm confused. So you rolled the 26 for the flurry of blows.
Right,
which
yeah.
was
So
8 bludgeoning, and then you use the key point to deal another 8, and then you have another attack, right?
Well, so the Fury of Blows replaces. So I get 2 attacks with Furies of Blows, but rather than doing another attack, it's the Hand of Healing, or Harm. Let me hear. As an attack, you use key points when you. Oh, that's healing. You target a creature unsure, you spend 1 more point narcotic damage. Yeah, so it basically. Here, let me add this to it. So what it does is it basically adds another. So as part of my Fury of Blows, I can use a key point. This is my Fury of Blows to add an additional narcotic damage on top of
Right.
my Fury of Blows.
And then I
So
see
Fury of Blows.
another roll.
Yeah, because I get two attacks with Fury of Blows.
Okay, so you dealt another 9 damage.
Exactly.
Got it.
Plus the 8 narcotic on top of that.
Alright. With these, like, quick rapid strikes up his back, you watch him just, like, grunt, and then he drops to his knee. Dead.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm not. I think I'm just gonna stay here because I don't really know what to do. Everything else is in the air. So yeah, I'll just stay there and kind of triumphantly, like, maybe kick him a little, make sure he's dead.
Oh, he's dead.
Some more.
Alright. Protoss is gonna flank. That hits. Not for much, though.
He rolled with advantage on that.
He did, yep. But it was just a low damage roll. 2d12, 1 and 1 on each of them. So he deals a total of 6 damage.
Neat.
The minimum damage roll he could have dealt.
Jesus.
Alright. It is Briar's turn. What would you guys like Briar to do?
Can she do that same maneuver with another rider?
How much movement does she?
35.
She could
Oh, is it
probably
40
get.
now?
She has 40. She could get to the one that's close.
Yeah. Why doesn't she go and do that?
Alright.
That seems pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
She is going to fly up.
Dump his
Attempt
ass
to
on the
grab.
ground.
Boner for that guy. Alright, she's got a 24. And I don't think he can roll higher than. Alright. and she grabs another one, ripping him out of the seat. And she... He was about 30 feet off the ground. She lets go of him, and you guys watch as he plummets about half the distance, and then he just kind of, like, something seems to catch him, and he gracefully falls the rest of the distance, and, like, kind of superhero lands on the ground.
Does he look monkish, like he has slow fall?
No. This is a dude in, like, full plate armor with a great sword and a heavy crossbow. But for her next thing, because she can't get to the guy that she just dropped, she is going to hit the wyvern that he's ready. With a 17, and it does hit for 8. She cleaves into its, like, catches, like, part of its tail. Alright. It is going to...
This is round 4 of combat, right?
No,
this
it's
is
round
round
3.
Oh, it says it up there. Yep, I can read.
The Dragonal... is going to try to attack Brian. One of them is a nat 20. The other one misses. For 20 damage. Reduced to 10. And then it is going to drop the 30 feet to the ground and, like, land next to its rider. And kind of, like, you can see that it, like, gets ready for him to climb back on top.
Provokes an opportunity attack, right?
It does not. The other one is going to fly. Snow, I require...
Dexterity saving check.
I require an acrobatics or athletics check here.
God damn it.
Alright. It is going to grab you by your shoulders and then just start flying up into the air.
I immediately grab it and sink my claws into it.
Okay. You trying to grapple it back or something?
It ain't dropping me.
Okay.
Doing that cat thing where it's like, no!
Alright. It is going to claw you while you are grappled. And now you're 50 feet up, just so you know. But as you're like kind of doing like little like weird little maneuvers in its claws, like get out of the way, and it's like back claws are trying to get you, and you're just like, no, out of the way. So it's not able to hit you. Alright, but you are now 50 feet in the air.
Shit.
And the other one is going to claw. I don't know.
When I sink my claws into it, does it do any damage?
No. Not in any meaningful.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Alright.
This is bunk.
This game is bullshit.
It is shit!
Onyx, your AC. As the one you are grappling is attempting to claw you.
17 currently.
Alright. One of them connects. Like it like kind of like slashes at your chin for 14 slashing damage. That is it. Javid, it is your turn.
All right. So there are two wyverns in the air, right?
There's
One's
actually
got
one on the ground. There's one on the ground about, I don't know, 15 feet from you.
all right. Well, I will aim at that wyvern, and we're gonna try sharpshooter on it.
Okay.
-5 to hit, and um, plus
That
10 to damage. All right. At last, I do some damage. And so for that, I'm going to call favored foe on it, and I think that's a D8 of additional damage. For six damage, and I'm going to sink another shot into it.
I don't see your damage from that longbow. I only see the to hit.
I forgot to roll damage. Yes,
So
that's 18 damage.
So 24 damage.
Yep.
All right. It just like straight in its chest and like buries itself in. The creature lets out a shriek.
I'm going to do it again
All right, go for it.
because it's still alive, and I don't want that.
Has anyone noticed that I'm now flying away?
I mean, we can see it, but we can't really do much about it.
Yeah.
Well, no one's tried anything, so
Awareness, I mean, if we drop the wyvern, that is going to be bad on you.
I got cat-like reflexes. I'll land on
Anyway.
top of it.
20 to hit.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
That
20 to
does
hit.
Yeah.
And 22 plus 6, 28 damage.
It is very injured. This like second arrow buries itself into the creature. Blood is flowing from its wounds.
Yeah, I've sort of sighted in on them. They surprised me a little bit, and so I'm, getting my sighting at the reading.
Yeah.
Got to. It's a moving target, so now I've got them sighted in, and they're gonna feel it. That's my turn.
Onyx, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna hit this lizard with my longsword again.
That is.
Alright. $16. Then I'm gonna use my second wind. Regain 13 hit points.
Nice.
And then that's gonna be my turn.
Alright. The knight that is riding the beast carrying snow is going to try to whack him.
How can he reach me?
Yeah. Like that.
Okay, how Talk about some sizing
He's
issues here.
incredibly flexible.
And he's wielding a very long sword. One might
Thing's gotta be
call
like fucking 15 feet long.
One might call it a great sword.
One-handed.
No, he's using both.
Can I use a reaction to try to grab the sword and pull him off?
Do you have an ability that gives you that as a reaction?
I'm a cat.
But he do be whacking. He hits you once for 13 damage.
I'm not doing so hot, guys.
The other one is going to spend half his movement to mount his very injured beast. And can't really do anything, but he is going to ready an attack for... You see him, like, producing his greatsword, preparing for if Briar comes close. Alright. It's Demetari's turn.
Alright, Demetari is going to cast Wither and Bloom at the rider and wyvern that has snow. And she's casting it at 3rd level. That's an intelligence saving or constitution saving throw on both of their parts.
Okay.
And Snow, you get to roll one of your hit dice and regain that +5.
Might not die after all.
Oh, you're gonna die.
Because I was a little bit late. Fucking Christ.
Alright. You watch as the necrotic energy sweeps over beast and rider alike. Both of them are shaken by it. The claws relax around you, Snow. Alright, Snow, it's your turn. What you doing, bud?
How high off the ground?
50 feet.
Did you regain your hit points?
I'm getting there.
So
Forget
it's,
what,
your hit dice is a d6, so it's 1d6 +5.
fuck yeah. How hurt does this thing look?
The one that has you in its claws, pretty hurt actually. It looks
Yeah.
injured.
Is this like has me to where I can use my arms?
Yeah, you're just grappled. You can still do stuff.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna
something.
pull out my.
Add back to that wyvern because I miscalculated the favored blow damage.
I'm sorry, what?
Add 8 back to the wyvern because I miscalculated the damage.
Okay.
Damn your honesty and integrity.
Yep.
All right, well, yeah, I'm gonna draw my short sword and try to gut this thing. And I'm not moving.
Technically, you're not. That's true. You have a speed of 0.
So,
Well, he's got the speed that the wyvern's got, right?
Yeah, that's right. Your speed's 60. You can't do that.
not that it works for short swords anyway.
Alright, go ahead and roll it. That hits. So is it just the piercing damage?
Yeah, because I didn't have advantage on it. I think so. Let me double check real quick.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't count.
All right, but it does look fairly injured. All right. The creature lets out a screech as you just kind of like stab it in its gut almost. It doesn't go in very deep, but it feels the sting of your blade. Azrael, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna run over, and I'm gonna actually hop on the back of the wyvern.
All right, go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Son of Beach.
This thing does not want you climbing aboard.
All right, well, I will stab the rider then, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, he's still on it, right? So like, it's on the ground, so behind it, I can still like.
Yeah, you can attack him. That does not hit.
Well, I'll try to do my unarmed strike. Maybe I can kill him there.
All right. That does connect.
For 7 damage, so not much, but yeah, I'll stay where I am.
It's something.
All right. He looks quite injured. Prodos is going to... He's going to try to hit this thing.
Is he actually going to do some damage this time?
Absolutely not. All right, that is a crit. He deals 27 slash...
About time.
The beast is like flailing in your arms on its last legs, like the like last frantic scratchings at you as it attempts to get free. It's just all right, Briar. Is she gonna drop down and attack the right? I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah.
She just like plummets, lets out a screech, and is going to try to whack him.
Yeah, God forbid the flying creature doesn't come to save me.
She's trying to kill some other things
She's in
right
a-
now.
She's in a rage. She has no idea what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what I'm doing. Like I chose to be here.
I like to point out that this whole time I've had this fucking flying thing by the tail. Just.
Yeah. I could see Onyx is also very distracted, just trying in this epic battle with this lizard.
Just have one hand holding this tail as he's trying to fly away, and I'm just like stabbing it with my long sword.
Oof. Alright. Briar, like, drops down on the knight, and, like, as she's, like, falling down on him, he, like, points his greatsword up at it, and, like, the two of them trade blows, but her battle axe, like, shears into his shoulder, splitting him down the side. That is... It is a crit, but it is actually only 8 damage. It was a bad roll. However, his connects for 24 damage. Which is for her. Oh no, wait, she dealt 2-1. It's to be rage, not autocast.
It's so weird because I thought you could do it in the like actual D&D
I thought you
Beyond.
can, but I don't know where to click it.
Okay.
There's like a rage toggle.
There is.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is though.
where it
I
is.
would have thought it was under conditions, but it's not. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I have no fucking idea where that is. I know it exists, but it's just not.
I know. I've seen it. I just don't have full access to our sheet, so I can't tell.
Hold on, let me try.
Chris, I just double checked. It is a spell I am able to take.
What? Which one?
Enlarge.
Oh, oh, hell yeah.
Kong
You're really
kitty.
great, you know.
All right.
Get big and catch me.
The okay. Snow.
Oh God.
Actually, hold on. I'm
what?
gonna start with the one that's flailing frantically at the man who's just been like holding it down on the ground for like a full minute. Lets out its last two little death scratches. One of them is about to hit. All right. The first one connects for 11 slashing. The second one connects for 10 slashing damage.
In 5 minutes,
I probably should have shielded that one.
Probably, yeah.
Good.
But the one that has Briar and like Azrael kind of surrounding it like lets out one last screech and like wings into the air and just as fast as it can off into the distance. It is going to dash, so it moves 100.
And no opportunity attack, right? Because of
Does
the
not
way
provoke
it.
opportunity attack.
Yeah.
according to the letter,
How far?
120 feet.
starting with the
This thing's pretty quick.
Is the writer's dead body still on it?
He's not dead. He is just like mortally wounded almost.
Oh, okay.
Even with the crit, Briar did not get quite close enough to taking him out. The other one is also going to dash into the air.
He has snow, right?
The one taking snow. And then it is going to let go.
Reaction to claw into its leg and hold on.
who travel with children aged 6 and
In your attempt to stab it, unfortunately, your grip last round would have been loosened. You're going to plummet to the ground.
If the bag is breached, federal regulations require that the user
And you take 27 damage.
and any items with a lithium ion. At this time,
Are you alive?
Nope.
Where belongs to the testament to the land is for
Let's see here.
Defeated is your turn. You watch as like both of them just like fly off as quickly as they can. The one carrying Snow, you watch as his body just like thump into the grass a few hills over.
So the one of the wyverns is desperately injured, right?
The one that you shot several times, yes, is very wounded.
All right. Well, I want to shoot it again.
Okay.
What about Snow
When
lying
I-
unconscious on the ground?
We'll get to that.
Yeah, I got nothing to help me out here.
I'm going to fire at my favorite enemy
You can certainly try.
with a sharpshooter.
I forget. Were we doing a thing of like when you get it, you have to roll a death save right away, or is it on my next turn?
It's on your next turn.
Next turn. Okay.
It's only
Thank God.
if you take damage that is like would get you to negative of your max hit points, you perish instantly. That's the only rule as far as taking damage.
Got it.
And then if you take any additional damage after you get to 0, those
Then it's
triggers
an immediate death save.
Correct.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then I think a crit is 2 death saves. To fail, I should clarify.
Yeah.
Alright, Javid, it is your turn.
Yes. So I attacked the wyvern with sharpshooter, and so that was a 19 to hit. With
That hits.
So the
The
damage
creature just like sinks into its back, and you watch its like wings kind of go limp, and it careens towards the earth, and it slams into the ground a few hills over.
And the rider also takes smashing damage.
falling damage.
You do see the rider attached to his mount land on the ground.
Well, I'm going to take a second attack against the other wyvern, and likewise using sharpshooter. 23 to hit.
Uh-huh.
Roll. Nuts.
15.
Or 15 damage.
You see it like connect. The creature kind of like shudders for a second, but it just keeps flying.
All right. And then for my movement, I'm going to run over to Snow's crumpled body.
How
Is
much
he
movement do
within
you have?
40 feet of me?
What?
Is he
Wait a
within
minute.
40?
What's the terrain like here?
Like light rolling hills. He's 105 feet from you, Javid.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right. We'll get 40 feet closer then.
Say 40.
What?
How many feet?
I've got a movement of 40.
Okay. Onyx, it's your turn.
Okay, once again, stab him.
Nice. That hits. Roll. You drive your longsword into its chest. It lets out like one final kind of screech that turns raspy and hoarse and then fades away as it goes limp in your hands.
Okay, so that was my action. I'm gonna stomp around Demetari with my massive form. Sweet. So he's within 120 feet, right? By my calculations.
Who? Snow?
No, the flying wyvern that drops snow.
He is about 80 feet in the air. Hold on, let me do some math.
Gross.
He's 136 feet from you.
Okay. So this is going to get weird. I'm going to action surge. And then with that action, I'm going to run 35 more feet. Which puts him within 120. So I'm then going to quicken spell, cast magic missile at second level, and hit him with 4 darts. The wyvern.
Okay. So that is 11 damage.
11 damage.
Alright. The 4 beams, like, arc towards the air, arc through the air towards the wyvern, and just, like, peppering it, you watch as its wings similarly fold and it plummets to the earth. The rider, however, you watch as just a few meters from the ground seems to, like, lift out of his seat and then land gracefully. Okay. I'm guessing that's the end of your turn, Onyx, because you've done a bunch.
Yep, that's all I got.
Alright, the knight dashes. Alright, he goes 60 more feet.
Is he essentially off the map at this point?
He is off the map, yeah. Alright, Demetari, what's your turn?
Ooh. I'm just making sure I have this correct.
Once again, any more freeboard passengers?
Okay, she's gonna run 30 feet towards the rider,
Welcome aboard to Geek Board.
and then Misty Step another 30 feet, and then cast Magic Missile on him.
Okay.
All right, day 1 through 30. Welcome to City.
And we'll go ahead and call that third level.
Hold on, where did she move? She moved 60 feet?
Yep, I can't move her token, but I'm pinging it. Which puts him about 90 feet away from her. Closing the same distance that he ran away.
He is 130 feet from her.
Even with her 60 foot of movement?
Yep. Where his token is now is 70 feet from her, and he is 60 feet further than that, because I didn't move him when he dashed.
See.
Never mind. That was it.
Okay.
I guess she'll like dash to try to get closer to Snow.
Gotcha.
Huh?
Okay.
Is that you, Jim? Are you gonna have to get on your flight soon?
No. I'm sitting at
He's
our
right.
gate. Sat here was empty, and now it's there. It's
Snow, make a death saving throw.
Jesus.
You look way too excited for that.
You guys love making death saves. It's every session.
Okay. I thought it looks like a 1 on my screen.
No, it's a 7.
But it
Wow.
is technically a fail.
Oh.
One
nice knowing you guys.
step closer to death.
One could hope.
Azrael, it is your turn.
All right. Noticing that Snow, is unconscious and looks to be bleeding out, I'm gonna move 45 feet to be just 60 feet away from him, and then I'm gonna cast Revivify Key. Oh shit! I can't do that, motherfucker. I don't have any spell slots. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna actually move another 45 feet. I can't get to him. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I unfortunately I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna just move closer to him. That's it. Sorry. That's all I got. I'm sorry. I'm out of spells.
Yep, Protos is going to. He's going to keep an eye out. He's making a perception check to see if there's anything. Good. Tis Briar's turn.
Yeah, I feel like she would just move closer to the party, try to keep everything together.
He's still raging.
Her rage would end.
Ends now because she didn't make any attacks this turn. She dashed.
Got it.
Javita, it's your turn.
I'm going to move 40 feet closer, which should put me within 15 feet of Snow, and then dash to get up to his body and lay over him, cradling his head. Buddy, talk to me.
Wake up.
That's all I got.
Alright.
Have you guys seen the video of the character, like, stick figure that's, like, impaled on something and the wizard keeps, like, bringing him back?
Yeah, he keeps dying over and over again. Yeah.
Alright. Onyx, it is your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna stomp up behind Javid. Yeah, it's pretty much all I got this round, because that was a movement and dash.
Alright.
I'm there as moral support. I'm
Don't
looming over
die.
them. Yeah, talking slow because I'm too big. Don't die.
Alright, the knight. It is Zimitari's turn. What would she be doing?
She's gonna go up and see if she can help stabilize Snow.
Does she have a healer's?
No.
Alright, let's.
Does she have one of
Pretty
those
sure-
blood clots though that give her like advantage
she-
on the medicine check to?
She does have those. She does have a blood clot, the blood clot things that I made.
Did you not end up making, like, a pack for each one of us? When we
Yeah,
were in
everybody
town?
should have 2.
Everybody should have 2.
No, I meant because, like, you were going to take gold to make healer's potions for everyone, right?
Yeah, we haven't sat down long enough for me to do
Oh,
anything.
that's right.
Yeah, that was a Tovar Deep thing.
All right. So she's moving.
Yeah, she's gonna move up next to Snow and use the blood clot to see if she can help stabilize him.
I need her to make a medicine check.
Can
She does have
she,
advantage.
when she leveled up, can she have like traded one of her skill proficiencies for medicine?
Either way, Snow is stabilized, no longer making death saving throws.
Oh, that god.
Phew.
I don't have a way to actually wake him up without spell slots. I don't know if anybody else has a way to give him hit
Yeah, yeah.
points.
I've
There
got
are.
a level 2 cure wounds I can do as soon as I
You
get
do?
them out.
Okay.
All right. Azrael, it would be your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna just make sure Snow's awake or kind of like not bleeding out. Like I'm kind of like checking him, making sure he's okay, like helping Demetari with the blood clot. That's all I can do.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're all just waiting on Javid to pump some of that good into him.
All right.
Like it.
Protos is going to dash. He gets a little closer to you guys. You can see him like stomping over the hills towards you guys, and he shouts, "I think there's more. That way I can hear the sounds of something." And he like kind of points off to the north. All right. It is Briar's turn. What would she do?
If hearing that, wouldn't she go and look and see, like fly up and see if she can see like the oncoming army?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right. She is going
Yeah.
to
And the
fly.
sky, too.
She's going to fly 60 feet, just straight up. Kind of looking. I'm going to have a perception check from. Alright, that's a 15. Kind of squints and like kind of turns and like surveys the horizon for a little bit. Kind of shouts down towards the rest of you and is like, I can definitely see a bunch of people that direction. And she like points off north. There's like dirt and like dust in the air. There's like a little cloud of dust in that direction, and I can see movement like ants. Alright. Javid, it is your turn.
Alright. I cast Cure Wounds and pump 9 healing hit points into Snow.
How many was that?
9.
So the blood clot put me at 1, right?
No, just you were stabilized. I think the blood clot gives you advantage, I believe.
Yep.
Got it. All right. Oh god!
We need to run.
And take a huge amount of breath and just lay there hyperventilating a little bit.
Alright, so is that what you guys are doing? You're trying to, sprint the last little short distance back to Kanny Tor?
Yeah.
Damn right.
Do we think that sprinting is best option for Kanny Tor, or is the approaching army close enough that we should try to move stealthily, hidden, and unseen?
No, absolutely not. We need to run. We need to
So-
move
Yeah.
as fast as humanly
Mm-hmm.
possible.
If you guys move at the quick pace, the fast pace, you are 30 minutes from Kanny Tor. If you move at the slow pace, It would be like, I think it's probably closer to an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think we should do the quick. Briar said they look like ants, so maybe we can move fast enough to at least warn, Kanny Tor and the dwarves at the bridge that there's an army coming.
Yeah, we need to be hauling all of the ass.
All right. Is the no, never mind. Yep. Let's hold ass. And who's our fastest? Can somebody go ahead and get there and like, because we can only move at um,
I think it's Briar.
60.
Well, no, I'm
Azrael.
technically the fastest at 45.
Okay.
So I could run ahead, but Briar wouldn't be that far behind me technically. I mean, I think
No, no.
it's Azrael, Briar, and then a bunch of people move at 35.
Yeah, even if you were to like quote unquote run ahead, you're not gonna shave off that much time.
No, I mean I might get there like a
Like
couple
2 minutes.
minutes, yeah, before, because it's a difference between 5 feet, but I can still run ahead. I mean, I guess if we all run a complete max, right? The line that we would get there would be Azrael, Briar. What's your speed, Onyx, when you're
35.
enlarged? Okay, so 35. Snows is 35. Javid is 35. So pretty much all of y'all would arrive at like kind of the big large group, and then Demetari is like kind of behind.
Yeah, my
I'm
enlarge
at
only
30.
lasts a minute, so
Okay.
Okay. All right, so all of you guys, just as a group, are going to head back to Kanny Tor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is where we are going to take a quick break. Javid, when is your connecting flight?
6:30 Central. So I need to get off in like an hour and a half.
Okay. Well, let's take a quick 5-10 minute, and then we will pick up with you guys sprinting towards Kanny Tor.
All right.
that's good.
I think the big lesson of today is don't be late or you're going to get dropped.
everybody back.
Oh, there it is.
It means
There
you
he
can
is.
talk about.
Oh, we have been. That's the funny thing.
I've got fuck around questions. Okay, so the specific verbiage, right, for Giant's Might says that when you activate it, if you are smaller than large, then you become large. Right? So when you activate Giant's Might, if you're smaller than large, then you become large. Okay? But the verbiage for the spell enlarge says you double in size. So if I cast enlarge on myself after doing Giant's Might, I become huge.
An absolute unit.
It says you double in size and your weight is 8 times greater.
Jesus.
So Kong Kitty can be a thing.
Yeah. So I checked some of the role playing FAQs while you were talking, and it's very important that you do giant mites first. But yeah, if you do giant mites first and then enlarge, totally cool. According to, the internet. So to large. Yeah, so totally good. You can be Kong Kitty.
So Kong Kitty, fastball special, the fucking fairy, and then make a fastball special with Briar, and that's gonna be sick.
So if you do that, does all your equipment grow with you?
Yes, both
So
spells
you've
make
got.
your.
So if you did it to me, I would have ballista arrows.
Yeah, basically. I don't. The damage scaling doesn't change, which is kind of shit. But I mean, it'd be a lot to track if it scaled with size like that. It'd be kind of a whole, huge pain in the ass. Yeah, we're talking like if I enlarge, Snow, is he now doing, a D10 ballista bolt damage for his arrows? Like yeeting javelins out of the short bow.
Like
Because
the peasant cannon.
I mean, at that point, I have a sword that a fire giant can use, and they do like 66 damage. So, like, it doesn't scale like that. It just gives you the extra damage die on top. Yeah. Jim broke down and got whiskey.
Well, you have to.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
he's in an airport. Can you imagine?
There's a tequila bar over here.
There's no rules about drinking in airports. You can drink at 3 a.m. or 5
Why
a.m.
there's just.
Oh no,
why
I
there's
think it's
bars.
required that you drink in an airport. I'm pretty sure it's required.
I had a
Okay.
really bad experience getting hammered while flying, so now I just refuse to drink every time we fly because I got like absolutely blackout drunk and got lost in the Charlotte, North Carolina airport to the point that a janitor had to like lead me to a USO.
I mean, that's just you making bad decisions. That has nothing to do with drinking at airports.
So bad decisions in airports. When I was going on leave after prototype, my buddy and I both had pitcher margaritas each, and then we got a cab ride to the airport, and
Alright.
then slept in front of the ticket kiosk until they opened. They had a line formed behind us while we were sleeping.
Your party is sprinting towards Kanny Tor. Anyone who is keeping an eye out, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Absolutely not. I'm just running.
Makes sense to me. All right.
Garbage.
What'd you eat? Snow and Briar. As like your party is kind of making their way in towards the city, kind of like the last little bits, you can see like little houses kind of starting to rise over the hills around you. Off to your right, in the direction that you guys had seen the signs of what looked like an army. There's now this like kind of like cloud of dust beginning to rise up in the distance. And then suddenly, through it, you catch a glimpse of massive black wings fly through the cloud, and just like this huge breath of noxious black fumes like scorches the earth, and then it kind of wheels and twists and flies off into the distance.
Onyx just sees me book it past him as I throw my ass into overdrive.
Do you share what you see?
Oh yeah. Run faster, motherfuckers! There's a giant winged thing breathing death!
It is quite far away from you.
So,
I mean, I don't have to breathe, so can I just run faster? Because it's like, I don't breathe.
You still have muscles, though.
I do have a question. Like, is this against the Torvir Deep army that we saw, or is this against the Austranium army that was encroaching?
You guys weren't able to tell that. All you saw was people in the distance, looked like an army, and now that...
Which direction is it coming from?
From the north, kind of back in the
Yeah,
direction
I'm pretty sure that's the Obsidian army, because they're coming towards Tovar Deep. Also, black wings are very Obsidian.
Dark wings, dark words.
Your party like arrives at this little like checkpoint, one of the ones very similar to the one that you guys left out of. You can see there's a few dwarves like poking their head, like spears at the ready, poking their little helmets over the top of this little barricade, and they're like, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Obsidian army behind us!
Yes, they're backing our every move!
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Can I have advantage because we're running like we're terrified?
Sure. I'll give you guys advantage because you don't look like Austranium soldiers. Your party, like, full sprint, these guards, you can hear them yelling like, "Stop! Who are you?"
We look like we just got attacked, so
You
just
look
gotta let
very
them.
injured. That you can see them like mostly confused, but they don't open the little gate for you.
Can Briar like take one of them and pick them up and like fly them up to sea?
Well, she can ask first. Like, hey, can she just give you a boost up so we can show you what's coming?
Let us prove it to you.
You can see there's probably like 4 or 5 of these little dwarven guards. One of them has like this, massive crossbow that's pointing towards you, but he's really not sure what to do with it. One of them that kind of looks like he's in charge. Can you guys go and give me a persuasion check? I'll have Briar roll a persuasion check with advantage.
You want me to roll it or are you rolling it?
You can roll. Sure.
You got Briar. Okay.
I'm just gonna yell at him. If you're not gonna let us through, then you might as well use that crossbow on me, because it's better than what's coming behind us.
The guard kind of like looks at her quizzically, but like doesn't stop her as she just like kind of like hooks him under his arms and just lifts him into the air. And like you can see him like kind of squinting off the distance. He's like, "Oh God, let them in! Quick, hurry!" And she flies him back down. They like you can hear them rustling behind the gate, and they kind of open it up a little bit for you and let you guys squeeze into the little town.
I'm beelining to the bridge. I'm just like physically moving people out of the way and beelining to the bridge.
I'm going to stop before we leave, and I'm going to say, what's the password to get to your commander? We need to report this right now. And
One of the dwarves, he's like, "Oh, no worries, I'll go report it right now," and he just like hoofs it, just like runs away. The other four are just like looking at each other, like,
Yeah, I'm throwing people on their faces. If they're not moving fast enough, like I'm being very aggressive, just making my way through this crowd.
As I'm running, can I yell, "Arm yourselves, the Ascidian army is nearly here"?
yeah, and they've got wyverns,
um,
so make sure they know it's coming from the air.
gotcha. Can I get you who are trying to like weave your way through these city streets past? Can I get? I'll call it I'll say acrobatics or athletics checks to like, move around people or just shove them to the side. You're
I'm bodying motherfuckers. I'm straight bodying them.
Yeah, you're just like fucking, 300-pound linebacker. You just like catch someone in the chest and just like lift them off the ground and toss them to the side.
I also imagine that people see this big ass cat running through and probably just like part ways.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a
15 yards.
yeah, there's a little bit of a lag to the like crowd as you guys are trying to get through, but overall, you guys are able to easily just like shove your way through. Briar's just like bzzz, overhead, like none of this is affecting her at all. Actually, I'm gonna roll a thing. 27 on athletics check for her. As Onyx like catches people and like tosses them out of the way, she just like catches them and sets them down and is like flying along behind you.
That's so cute.
Yeah, she's being nice, and I'm just like straight, like I'm not moving. I'm walking straight, and other things are parting beside me.
What is our objective? What are we getting to?
The bridge.
Away.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to the bridge.
Yeah, I want to warn people who can actually fight an army, and B, I want in the city.
Okay.
There are walls.
We're a day away from the city.
All right.
It seems like that the Astrinium army is going to get here before.
Well, yeah, but they're going to be fighting these people who are, actually armies. And while they're busy, I'm going to run to the city.
All right. You guys kind of like round the last corner into the like central like rotunda, that large square. That's the center of Kanny Tor. And there is a distinct change in the landscape. No longer is it like crowds of refugees, but it is soldiers. But they don't look like they're in good shape. There's bandages, blood, like dead men on stretchers everywhere. These guys have clearly engaged with the enemy, and it did not go well for them. There's probably a couple hundred guys, and well over a quarter of them are injured or dead. They're like stumbling about. You can see them like very slowly trying to move towards the bridge, but most of them can barely walk.
Okay, I'm gonna like on my way up there. I'm gonna find someone that's like broke down, like trying to make his way to the bridge, and I'm just gonna like hook my arm under his and kind of like bring him with me as I'm walking to the bridge.
Okay.
Right. We need to find the bridge master. We need to get that pass. Otherwise, they're not going to let us through.
I'm looking for anybody that looks like they're in charge, like the main one in charge of keeping people out, like on the bridge.
All right. So what are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, I'm screaming that people should arm themselves, and warning of the encroaching army, but I'm still just straight trying to make my way to the bridge.
Okay.
And I'm going to head to the bridge master's office and see if we can get that pass.
All right. Azrael, can I get a performance check from you? Onyx and Javid, can I get perception check? Okay. So,
If it was persuasion, there'd be a +3, so I don't know if that matters.
as you're kind of like yelling and shouting at this group, like those of them that are still capable of, that you can tell of probably fighting are like distressed and anxious to the point where your like words of warning are they're already on edge. They're not phased by it to any degree. But you guys kind of like weave your way through this like massive procession of soldiers heading towards the bridge. The bridge is down, and they're like very slowly kind of marching their way across. Nowhere near the pace that they went across the first time. However, at kind of like the corner of the bridge where there had previously been those like the tables with the like yeomen like setting up the paperwork for refugees, there's now like a large congregation of what looks like military officers. They're, in like fine garb and like little capes and golden things and frills all over their armor. There's one guy who's in like this like brilliant shiny like white metal armor who's sitting on top of this like small little war pony. And he's kind of like pointing this way and that, and standing talking to him at his feet is the bridge master that you recognize. And the bridge master's kind of gesturing. Your party kind of comes up behind him. As you guys do this, Protos kind of growls to you, "I've got to make sure my friends are safe. Good luck to you, I can't leave just yet." And he kind of turns around and disappears into the crowd.
He just leaves Onyx?
Yeah.
Wow, your mentor doesn't care about you.
No.
He's got everything. Honest can handle himself.
So I walk up to the shiny plated armor one.
He like you hear him kind of like the last couple words. You hear him shout, "Make sure this bridge stays down. All our soldiers are to retreat back across it. We're making a strategic retreat to the other side of the river." And then he kind of like whips the reins and turns, and the bridge master is like, "Aye, General." He gives him a little salute and turns. He's like, "Ah, it's you."
What are we doing to get these people across? They're mere hours away.
We are aware. What remains of our fighting forces are holding them at the edge of the city for now, but it will not last long.
No, we saw what looks to be some sort of dragon that's helping the
yes.
Australians.
They have dragons. Anyway, and then he kind of reaches into a pouch, just kind of fishing around in it for a second, and he produces this scroll, and he's like, "There's your pass if anyone asks for it. They won't, probably on the other side. Good luck." And then he turns and kind of shuffles off, and you can tell he's very busy.
Well, that was easier than I
Is the
expected.
bridge down?
Yeah, the bridge is down.
Can I start like helping people get across, like the wounded, like as many as I can? Just start pulling them across.
All right.
Like, even as busted up and not okay as I am, I'm still on my feet, so I'm helping haul bodies across for as long as I can.
Go ahead and make an athletics check. What are the rest of you guys doing? Now that you have free reign to cross the bridge.
As
I
I'm
suggest we cross the bridge. Unless that seems like a strange idea.
Alright. Onyx, you kind of hook one of the, like, an injured human under the shoulder. He was, like, limping before. A dwarf who was helping him is like, thanks for your help. And he kind of turns and tries to help someone else next to him. You escort this human across the bridge. He's, thank you, master, for your assistance.
All right. Make sure that you start talking to people over here. It seems like you can move. There's going to be a lot more coming. And I'm going to turn around and go back across the bridge and keep ferrying people across.
Okay. It takes you a while to get to the other side. It's probably, 20 minutes-ish of, like, stumbling across with this one guy.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care. Like, my whole thing right now is to get as many of the, like, seemingly going to live injured people across this bridge with whatever time remains.
Okay, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Can I look for bad actors as I'm crossing the bridge? Maybe people that are trying to take advantage of the situation, pickpocketing, maybe yeah, trying to get in, things that shouldn't be getting into the city, that kind of thing.
Ooh. Alright.
Is it just the military and we're the only civilians on the bridge, or are the refugees also on the bridge?
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
15.
Oh, alright. Can I get... footage of you? Snow, can I get an insight check?
I'm also going to try to convince Briar to help me out, like ferrying people across.
Briar would probably... That makes sense to me.
I also think Demetari would too. She's kind of a very good doer.
Alright. So, the bridge is down, and there's kind of this, like... no longer are they, like, actively preventing the refugees from getting across. There are a few of them, like, making their way to this side. But the bridge is definitely very cluttered with soldiers. They... as far as you can tell, like, people are mostly concerned with getting to the other side. No one is doing anything, illegal or untoward or anything. And as far as you guys can tell, it's just, it's families and elderly and injured people and guys who look like they've never lifted a sword in their life, like that kind of thing. They're definitely refugees, they're not soldiers.
And the refugees aren't interfering with the military.
Not really. They're finding space when they can to cross to the other side. That's why there aren't as many of them as there probably could be. You guys have seen hundreds and hundreds of refugees on the other side of the river.
Sure, yeah. I mean, imagine if all the refugees rushed the bridge, it would clot it up with just refugees, and the military to make their retreat.
There are a few of them. They're like, you can tell as you guys made it through that they have a very loose cordon on the other side where they are preventing refugees from getting in. But once you make your way past the troops on the far side, they're not going to stop you. They're very preoccupied.
Oh yeah. I would expect that once everybody gets to the other side, it's just whatever.
Oh
So
yes.
everybody getting away.
As
But I was worried that there was a bottleneck at the front end of the bridge.
as you guys are kind of like, at least Briar and Onyx, as you two are kind of moving people back and forth across the bridge, assisting them, you can tell that the other side it's a little bit like more rigid, and then on this side everyone just kind of disperses. It's this huge like delta almost. People just like trickling out into like the random little streets and hidey holes. It's a lot more congested on this side in terms of the construction. The buildings are a little bit tighter together. They have a more dwarven construction, and they rise higher into the air.
I'm guessing I didn't incite anything.
Yeah, people just look, anxious, frightened, concerned. You don't see anyone like shifty or anything quite like that. But after about an hour or two, you guys have helped them. Uh, you guys start noticing that the troops that are beginning to move across are now like organized units. The most of the injured have made their way across the bridge, and it's like soldiers and little regiments that are kind of like forming a position, and then they kind of stand for a minute and like advance and pick up the last little troops. Uh, there are more refugees certainly crossing at this point.
I'm not worried about them. At that point, I'm gonna try to see if I can find Azrael in the mess.
I was probably more towards the end, just making sure that there was no lawbreakers, evildoers, people trying to do things they shouldn't be doing. So I'm probably like fairly close to the other side of the bridge, like
Uh,
towards the end.
One thing that you guys would note as well is that a lot of the soldiers on this side of the bridge are closer to guards. The other side of Kanny Tor, what you guys had seen so far, it was a lot of guys in like plate armor and shields and halberds. They look like soldiers, and the guys who kind of near the bridge and all that who have defensive positions are like lighter chainmail and a little bit of just like gamisons and stuff like that. Like these are just guards who have been kind of that are trying to help, basically.
So when Onyx comes up to me, I'll tell him we need to get into the city.
Yeah, we have. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna like pull the scroll out that I have. We have access to the city. We need to go to your place and regroup for a plan. We need you to lead us there now. And I'll like put it away.
Okay. And I'll look for the rest of the party. And do I see the rest of the party?
Yeah, everyone is kind of like loosely, within shouting distance on this side of the river.
All right. I'll motion for people to come to me and follow me.
Just as you guys can start to regroup, you see the last little bit of soldiers cross over. The bridge is now almost entirely refugees. And there's a shout, and you could hear like grinding of wheels, and the bridge starts to raise.
Move. And I'll just take off running.
Yeah, I thought we were on the other side of the
You're
bridge.
not on the bridge, but you can see like the refugees are like kind of like almost like starting to run downhill almost as the massive drawbridge very slowly rises into the air until it slams shut vertical. And the last refugees are kind of like squeezed together on this side. You guys make your way out of onto one of the little side alleys.
Yeah, so we'll just book it to the city.
Go into Azrael's studio apartment.
All right.
Yeah, it's not very big.
Okay, so are you guys like running to it? It is late. It's the sky is starting to darken, and it's about, I think I said it is like pretty much not quite a full day.
I mean, I feel like we'd be moving very quickly, but not like straight out running.
Right, yeah, not to the point where we get exhaustion in less than a minute.
Yeah, old person walk in the mall, like that speed. Like, we're throwing some hip into it, but, we're not running.
All right. So. Let me just make sure. One thing. So yeah, it would be about a 12-hour trip. You guys could do it in 8.
Like, just to get to her apartment?
Just to get to Torvir Deep. It's a bit
Yeah,
of a walk.
they said it was a day city or a day away. I mean, as we're with all the soldiers and stuff, though, right? So it's like we're moving with them.
Yes.
Now, are they retreating all the way to Toravir Deep, or are they regrouping on the other side of the river?
As you guys are kind of leaving Kanny Tor to the south, you can see that just beyond the town limits, they have set up this huge encampment of tents. So this is as far as the soldiers are going. They are stopping.
Yeah. So they're going to take a stand on the other side of the bridge, stopping advance across the river.
Can I catch a soldier? Just like some random, hey, do you know if Torvir Deep has been alerted about how close the Estrinium army is?
We've been battling them to the north all day. It's one of the little dwarven soldiers up next to you. You can see he's got a bandage underneath one arm. He's kind of leaning a little bit heavier on his pike. We've been battling them all day. I'm pretty sure we would have sent scouts back, and they're not surprised at this point. We knew they were close when we rode out a couple days ago, or yesterday, whatever it was.
For more information, visit CDC.
Okay, so no one in the city needs alerted or anything.
Oh, they'll know. They'll definitely know.
All right.
From what I've heard, the dragons are starting to do a little bit of a poking to the south.
Poking to the... All right. Well, be safe. Come back home.
Thank you.
Soldiers, do you know what the what's this side's known as? The Perverians?
They're known as the Deepish.
The
What
Draconians?
defense against dragons and wyverns and the aerial attack?
Sorry, I don't understand your question. Are we ready?
Yeah,
Jason Beckham.
plan for
Well, from what I understand, no creature can breach the gates of Toravir Deep. So if we retreat back in there, well, that's the end of it, I think. But there's no telling how many people we can fit within the city.
that's defensive, but do you know if there are offensive capabilities against the dragons and the fire giants and the like?
I'm afraid it's been tough so far, as you can see. They also outnumber us 5 to 1. You ever fought a dragon up close?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I don't need to tell you, it's tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
So with the time of day and everything, I'm going to look at everybody and be like, we just need to find a place and we need to set up camp and then we'll haul ass tomorrow to Torvir Deep.
I would vote for going straight to Tovar Deep. 8 hours, just making our way there. They said they don't know how many people can be in the city. We need to make sure we're in there before they lock it up.
It's going to be a rough night.
Worth it. You don't want to be here when the army's here.
All right, lead on.
Normally I wouldn't think that forced march overnight was a good idea, but in this case, Azrael, I think you might be onto something.
All right. right. So you guys could travel another 3 hours, but then it's going to be 5 hours past your 8 hour of travel.
So we take one level of exhaustion, right?
So it would be each hour. So you would have to make 5 con saves.
I mean,
Yeah, so by morning we could be dead.
well,
Well,
no. So level 2 is when our speed is halved, right?
yes.
So we can just see where we get there, right? Because if we start having people who our speed is half, then we really can't move. Then we'll have to stop. But let's see how far we can get.
All right. Your party, as night falls, begins leaving the city. The encampment of the soldiers, the dwarves, and men of Torvir Deep kind of falls behind you. There's this steady trickle of refugees that begins thinning out. All right. After an hour, I need everyone to make a cons. And if you guys want to go ahead and roll for Briar and Dimitar.
15.
All right. Just
We just-
barely, all of you save.
4
It just
more.
gets harder from here.
It does just get harder from here. Another hour passes. The refugees, you can see that they're stopping. There's like little campfires and other things on the side of the road of people just hunkering down here for the night. As you guys are traveling, there is a distinct orange glow in the sky behind you towards Kanny Tor. It is not the sun. It is very bright.
I mean, if we
Yes.
found the perfect place to camp, I wouldn't be opposed to it. If I had to put a numeric value to how good I'm feeling, I'd say it's about a 9 out of
Well,
35.
let's just see. Let's see. We got four more. We'll see where we get.
Can I get everyone to make another con save?
Oof.
All right.
18.
All right, Snow and Briar, you are both exhausted. Oh, hold on. Actually, Briar.
Does she have advantage on that?
No, not for this.
Yeah.
So how do we add that?
It is under conditions at the bottom, and you just. So Briar Amberwing is exhausted. Level. At this point, it might be a good idea to stop for the night.
So I guess maybe we'll look and see if we can find something that's safe. We're not gonna just camp in the middle of the road.
Well, not in the middle of the road, but off the road, outside the stream of refugees and whatever, troop movements.
They've pretty much thinned out, and there aren't very many soldiers at this point. You guys have traveled kind of a little bit into the evening to the point where the people who were gonna, shuffle the rest of the distance have disappeared into the distance, and everyone else is trying to stop for the night.
All right. So, who's good at survival? I know Briar's decently good. Is that someone else really good at
Pretty
survival?
good at it.
All right. Why don't you look for a place to camp since you're the one who's exhausted?
No,
So
David
Javid's pretty good at it too.
good at survival.
Hold on.
Well, usually.
So you do have disadvantage on that check, by the way. Snow,
What? Who?
Snow does. So you
Oh.
wouldn't have gotten that 15. All right.
Yeah, I
bullshit.
did.
Bullshit.
Yeah, he got the 15. He's very good at survival
He's
even when he's tired.
He's like, fuck this, I'm finding somewhere to sleep. What'd you be?
11. Normally good at it.
You guys kind of realizing that Snow and Briar are exhausted, begin kind of poking your way around the road. And Snow, like off to the side, there's a little farmer's fence ringing this space here, and he's kind of do a little hop over the side of it, and there's just this like nice little flat area underneath a little oak tree. It's very nice. You can kind of see the road in either direction as well. It gives you a good vantage point.
This looks like a good place. We should set up camp
I just
here.
collapse, put
Go
my head on my
bed.
bag, and go to sleep.
We can see the road. We set up camp.
All right. Briar is going to begin cooking.
Can she maybe do that in the morning so we can all pass out?
No,
Yeah, I'm already
We
asleep.
need to know now.
I'm gonna fall out and just
Well-
pass out.
Okay, sure.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing, in case we get woken up in the middle of the night, and we need to scarf down some
Right.
food to get some
You're thinking right. So yeah,
energy and
we're
food.
going to have a healthy, rejuvenating meal. Take a short rest, regain some points.
I mean, I don't see the point in taking a short rest and then a long rest. That seems like a lot.
Well, because we don't know what's going to happen in the middle of the night.
That thing had wings.
Whatever you guys want to do, if you guys just say you're taking a long rest, if something happens in the night and all it is a short rest worth, then we'll say you've taken a short rest. But overall, if you guys like to take a long rest, you can take a long rest.
All right, let's take a long rest.
Taking a long rest.
I think Azrael would probably take first watch. I don't know if somebody who's non-exhausted wants to take second watch.
Yeah, I'll take second watch.
If we get first and second watch covered, then Javid's going to be back up to tip-top condition.
Additionally, Briar is going to use her cook treat to give these treats. She's going to give one to Onyx, one to Snow, and one to Azrael. And if you guys eat them, you get 3 temp hit points.
Oh.
They're like little It's like little peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which she gives you.
That's adorable.
Crustables?
She does cut the crust off for you guys. Don't worry.
Yes.
In the like little diagonal shape cut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just like Mom used to make.
They make this back in the Feywild all the time. It's a Feywild classic. The sun rises. You can see there is this kind of column of black smoke that rises in the direction of Kanny Tor.
Let's see.
Yeah, as soon as everybody's awake, and I might actually start waking up people once we hit 8 hours, we're going to be moving.
All right.
This is see on the mobile thing where the long rest is. Let's do it manually.
Your party kind of eating the nice, I don't know, eggs and toast that Briar cooks for everyone. Peanut butter jelly sandwiches with crusts removed, distributed. You guys are heading off the last couple hours before you arrive at Torvir. You then arrive after just a few hours of travel. Along the way, you pass small groups of 10, 15 of the soldiers from Torvir Deep heading in the opposite direction. Arms and armor glistening in the sunshine, heading off north, looking fresh, well rested, untested.
Well, they're about to be.
To the passing columns. Look out for wyverns!
can see they there's a slight concern that passes over them, but overall they are unfazed by random shouts from passerbys. You arrive at the brilliant dwarven city of Torrevere Deep. From the surface, it is just a few of these like little ornately carved towers that kind of like flank this road that leads down towards the city, and then it just starts to drop, and the road kind of dips down. As it does, there's these like massive stone walls on either side, like perfectly carved, with these like nice little inlaid, intricate. I think it's Art Nouveau.
Is the dwarven craft work we're seeing?
Yeah. Let me make sure that's the right style. I can't remember if it's Art Nouveau or Art Deco.
I kind of picture dwarves as being into Art Deco, which is the more stylized.
It's very Art Deco. That's the one I'm thinking. You know, straight lines. They like sculptures on them are like very aggressive, you know, faces and shapes that are like rigid and inflexible in their design. This road, this like ramp kind of leads down, and you can see the gates of Torrevere Deep. It is this massive, probably 50-foot high set of stone gate. Around it, there's all kinds of like embattlements and other like dwarven structures of defense flanking it. There's huge columns of people kind of like trickling down into it. You can see all kinds of refugees are attempting to access the city. By and large, they are being allowed inside. There's a few guards kind of here or there, kind of moving through the crowd, stopping people at random to question them about where they've come from, who they are. But overall, they're letting people through.
Do we get stopped?
One of them approaches Onyx. There's like a little pair. Oi, you, big guy, stop! Where are you going?
To the city.
Right, what's your name? Where are you from? What's your business in the city?
Onyx Stormbringer. I'm with Azrael and Javid, part of the Fortune Hunters. We just came from Kanny Tor.
Oh. Alright. Fair enough. Then they move off, and you can see they target another group of humans.
Very effective interrogation.
Yeah, TSA.
He knows what he's doing.
Well, Onyx can be very convincing in his way.
But overall, they let you guys through. Just past the gates into Torrevere Deep, it is this massive bridge that spans a little over 200 feet down to the top level of the city. On either side, you can see that there is this like wall of darkness, and then in the center of it, it is this massive like column of city, kind of rising up out of the depths. Little orange twinkling lights all over it, different levels.
So Azrael's just gonna like, as she kind of like steps, like we get, into the city, we're like actually in the city, she's just gonna like take a deep breath and just like a sigh of relief of like finally being, somewhat safe.
It is, the air definitely kind of like stiffens as soon as you get down here. It has like this like musty odor. It smells like mushrooms and like dark, damp wetness.
Do the dwarves have an odor? Like, are they kind of musky themselves?
Definitely, yeah.
Can I use my military judgment to assess the level of preparedness in the city, awareness, state of alert?
Go ahead and give me a
Military check.
I'd say you can make a perception check with advantage. All right. You can tell that this like portion here is very well defended. Excuse me. The doors, the gates into Toravir Deep are thick to the point where you could spend hours blasting it with the heat of a red dragon's breath, and it would melt it slightly. Yeah, these doors are a few feet thick of solid stone, that kind of thing. And there are a considerable number of troops kind of flanking the refugees and other people entering the city. To the point where it is pretty obvious that if they shut those gates, that's it. No one comes through.
I'm picturing the walls and gates of Helm's Deep.
But like way, way tougher, like they can seal this off, and it would be no different than trying to tunnel through solid earth. In fact, you might actually have better luck just trying to tunnel through solid earth to get in here.
I'm onto the gate.
We're through the gate, right?
Yeah, you guys are through the gate. You're walking down the bridge into Toravir Deep.
I feel like it's kind of, they can fly.
Who?
The enemy.
This is underground.
Oh, gosh, sorry, I missed that
There's, great rock ceiling over your heads. You are fully underground at this point.
You said 200 feet just to get to the gates, right?
The bridge is 200 feet from the edge, from the gate to where it touches down at the very top level of Toravir.
Is it like musty, ruiny kind of smell down here, or?
It's not ruins. This is a very
Oh,
alive
right.
city, especially at the top levels.
Are they still celebrating? Like, is it still, kind of, or is this kind of completely solemn? All celebrations have been, terminated.
So the top level of Toravir Deep is like government buildings and military and other very formal places. You have to go down at least one level before you start getting taverns and inns and other places like that where people might want to party. So for now, it is a very somber, reserved atmosphere.
So while we're kind of walking across the bridge, I'm gonna kind of bump Javid a little bit. Like, did we ever get paid for the job we did with Casimir?
Did we not divvy it up?
Thought we said we did. I thought we talked about
So
that last time.
Onyx Prop wasn't with us, so he would know. But Javid would know that we got paid 17,000 gold in gems.
Yeah,
For
Javid
our
does.
thing.
I thought we did the distribution. If we didn't do the distribution, then
No,
It
we
was
just
kind of
did.
it was kind of a whirlwind after you guys got paid. It was like you got the money. We went to the tavern. We got jumped in the alley. I talked to Protos. We went to the boat, and then the next day we went off with Protos. So there wasn't a moment that we divvied out payments.
So I had figured out how much it would be per person, which was 2,800 per person, and then 200 into the party fund. But I think we had agreed that we weren't gonna split it yet because we just hadn't done that yet. We could probably do that when we get somewhere to sit, because we have a bunch of other things that need to be distributed too. Like there's some gems and jewelry that we need to sell, and
the payment was in gems.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think in general we know how much the gems are worth, but we have other gems. And we also have some jewelry. We could distribute all of that once we get somewhere to actually sit, and people could add it to their character sheet if they want.
I was just asking to make sure we got paid.
We did. We did.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So, as soon as we get a chance to catch our breath and sit down around the table, and we can do the distribution.
All right, we going to an inn or are we going to Azrael's studio?
I'm gonna take
I
them
feel great
to
now.
one of my favorite inns, probably on like the Fortune Hunter levels, like a nicer inn, not like the scummy place yet.
The Fortune
Yeah.
Hunter's office is on the 3rd level.
All
So you
right,
guys are currently on the 1st level.
actually, the Fortune Hunters, they have like a meat hall, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go to the Fortune Hunters meat hall.
Oh
You
yeah.
guys can meet some of our, compatriots. They can, convince you to
Maybe
want to
sign up, and that way
join.
you get a bonus next time.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna take them to Fortune Hunters to not recruit them, but totally recruit them.
No, yeah, totally recruit them.
Because they have a meat hall and they can, we can hang out with other Fortune Hunters and talk about, our stories and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, yeah. People are going to want to hear our story. They're going to say, yeah, you'll come with me and we'll go check in with the guild, get you guys signed up.
Javid, your handler is Brahmas Stormforge, correct?
That's correct.
And didn't Thunder, what was his name? Thunder speak, the one that we met in Kanny Tor, didn't he say he was coming over here, like to
That's
drop stuff
right.
off?
Yeah.
All right. So, kind of leading your party away from the throng of refugees who are being sorted, sent various directions. Your party knows their way around and is easily able to just kind of talk your way past one of the guards really quickly and head
Yeah, when
down.
we get to the checkpoints, we'll say, yeah, we live here. We know where we're going.
And the guards just kind of shrug at you and, all right, let you guys pass. You head down a few, into this little narrow stairwell and kind of winds its way down. You find yourselves a level below. Um, wind your way down another set of steps and find yourselves on the 3rd level, which does contain the main hall of the Torvir Deep branch of the Fortune Hunter.
What's the 3rd level look like? Like, is it the normal level of expected activity? Is there like, kind of a lot more solemn? Are people on edge?
As you guys exit the this like stairwell onto the 3rd level, you can tell that there's a lot more like positive energy in the air. You can hear kind of the echoing sounds of songs and dancing and music making their way down through the area. You pass a group of dwarves who are like drunkenly swaying together, their arms interlocked, singing some dwarven mining songs.
Can Briar join in with them? She would totally do that.
Sure, go ahead and give me a performance check.
She does not speak Dwarven, so can we say that she's trying, like they're singing in Dwarven and she's trying to sing in Dwarven without understanding Dwarven?
Yeah, Briar is just like saying the same sounds as them at like like a fraction of a second delay, but it's not quite right, and she misses some of the intonations and syllables, and she's just kind of belting the music back at them very awkwardly. The dwarves, however, are way too drunk to notice, and they don't worry about it. It's just everyone's having some fun.
You know, I'll be there for there. We someone from here. We need that.
Right.
You're like me at around the campfire last night. Half remembered songs, don't remember any of the words, but try to join in on the tune of the chorus.
Just fitting in, you know.
Also, before I forget, Liam or Trey, is there any way you give me some Neverdull from the yard?
If I can find it.
These fixtures gonna pop.
All right. So, kind of winding your way through the alleys of the 3rd level of Torvir Deep. Everything is illuminated by these like ornately designed like pipes of natural gas that kind of come up to a spout, and then there's this like little glass orb filled with flame illuminating the pass. There's hundreds of them dotting the space. There's not really anywhere that would be considered dark. This, even the narrow little like sideways back alleys that you have to turn to squeeze through are still illuminated. But following Javid and Azriel's excellent directions, you kind of weave your way through the city, and up a couple steps, a door is opened in front of you, and there's this like loud, boisterous tavern music flowing forth. You hear singing and dancing, and above the door, kind of carved into stone, is fortune hunters. You step inside, it's this long hall, stone tables, people of all shapes and colors are sitting at tables, dancing and singing. There's a few bards in one corner. As soon as you guys...
I imagine that the whole place has the vibe of people who've seen a lot, survived it. They've got that. Picture a room full of Navy SEALs or something.
So I have this, when I at least envision it, it was from, the idea came from The Mandalorian and that like bounty hunter thing, but not as like strict. It's like these kind of like rough and tumble, like people who don't really want to be part of like any uniform type thing, but they just kind of they get together, so it's like random, basically sell swords is kind of my impression.
Oh yeah, there's no uniform appearance to them. There might be a few more dwarves who happen to be working here just by the nature of Torvir Deep, but there's all kinds of people. You see Earth Genasi, humans, a few elves, there's even a Leonin in one corner, a couple halflings, a gnome, all kinds of people.
A minotaur,
Yeah.
a tiefling.
With this competent sense of being fully aware of their capabilities.
And definitely there's an atmosphere, at least like kind of based on dress, like weapons on their hips and stuff like that. Everyone in this room is dangerous to a certain extent. Like, these aren't just like, this isn't a random inn in like a farming village. These are like, these are dudes who get paid to like hunt dragons, that kind of shit.
I'm gonna walk up. First thing I'm gonna do when I walk inside is I'm gonna walk up to the bards and I'm gonna throw 20 gold in the hat.
All right. They kind of nod at you. The lead bard strumming at the lute says, "What can we play for you?"
I don't know. Play something from the Waste if you know it. Something a little more rhythmic, something a little more bassy, you know?
All right, we can try.
Could be fine up to $35,000.
They kind of drumming and other things. They start playing. It's not from the Wastes, but it is a little bit more rhythmic and more to your style.
Yeah, bassy, drummy, more percussion, less string type
yes.
thing.
A lot of drums. You can see one of them like sets down like a pan flute and picks up another like little little drum and is like rattling their thumb on it or whatever.
The dude in the back pulls out bongos.
Something like that.
Something danceable that the people start tapping their feet and bobbing their heads.
Can it be like a mosh pit? Like, can a mosh pit form?
I punch Azrael in the face.
I punch you back.
Yeah, I think you picked the wrong person to punch.
Hey, she wanted a mosh pit.
No. This is Crystal saying a mosh pit should
Oh.
form. Azriel is completely. She has her uniform. She goes to the bartender, asks for the usual, which gives her wine with her very high spices. She goes to the table that she always sits. If it's empty, she sits down with her back to the wall. If it's not empty, she tells whoever is in there to move.
All right. It's empty. They see you coming and kind of scoot off to one side to let you sit down. There isn't a mosh pit. There's the air in this place is people who fight for a living and they don't need to bring their fighting home type deal. Like that's what they do.
They'll when they're not fighting.
Yeah, they would much rather sing and dance and have a good time than come to blows. As you guys are kind of moving through.
If it comes to blows, then people are being carried out in body bags.
Oh yeah, these are the wrong guys to mosh. As this is kind of happening, out of the crowd, kind of pulls up behind you and like clamps this big fist on Javid's shoulder, and then another one on Snow as you guys are kind of walking in together. You look down, and this little, thick, muscly little dwarf in a like some like splinted armor. Oi, Javid, how goes it? Welcome back. How was your trip with the little, what was it again? It was the where did I send? I don't even remember.
It's the scholar.
The what?
He was a scholar.
Oh yes, it was the Everhold Institute that chartered you. Yes. How'd that go? Was it
Exactly,
uneventful and
It went
nerdish?
well. I thought we were going to be out 3 times as long, but we got something for him pretty much right away, and it was quite successful. A nice, tidy little haul for us, and bonuses. So obviously, drinks are on me tonight.
That's good to hear. I've been looking for you. You're just the man for this sort of thing.
You got something for me already?
Oh yes, there's another job coming up. Well, not really coming up. It's right now type deal. Who's your friends here?
I dropped my bag at the in the hostel. Right,
We've got a room ready for you up top. Things are kind of filling up quick, but you can have your regular one, I guess.
All right. Good, but no business for tonight. Let's.
All right. You don't want to hear about this one then?
Well, I don't know. Is it? It's time sensitive. All right. Let me grab a tankard and tell me all about it.
Aye, bring your friends too. Are they members of the organization?
Azrael, you know.
I
Uh,
see her in the corner, being, typical self or whatever. I'm sure you'll
yeah,
fill her in
and
later.
the rest of them I hired for the job, and they're not members yet, but you can put the touch on them and
Oh, I love getting new members.
get
Here,
them signed up.
anybody who wants to hear about this and sign up with me, follow. And I'll make sure we get you pinned into the membership roles and get you much better commissions from here on out.
Right? Yeah, you guys want to sign up because the commissions are flush. Plus the benefits. There's a retirement plan.
Well, I mean, sort of. Try not to
It's,
die.
it's,
Not a
it's
lot of
highly
you will cash in.
necessary. Yeah,
There's
it's more like a physical remains repatriation
Yeah,
program.
there's a hefty 401k, but nobody draws on it.
Is that why it's so hefty?
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of one guy getting old enough to draw on it. That was it. Everyone else seems to perish early.
Well, live fast, die young, right?
Tis a wonder how that, why that is, but beats me. Baffling, truly. All right. Anyone who wants to hear. I'll hop in the back and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, and so I'll go to the bar and uh, say keep the drinks flowing to the table back there.
Right.
Lummus is it's his treat.
The dragonborn behind the bar just kind of nods at you. You've talked to him before. He knows you and Azrael. Yeah, he's pouring Azrael's spiced wine and your typical I don't know, whatever they drink in Marquette, some Marquesian flavor.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I would expect it would also be
Like mulled wine or
heavily
something.
spiced, but perhaps not hot.
Yeah, hers is like a spicy spiced wine, and yours is just a regular spiced wine.
Flavorful.
Yeah, like a nice flavorful wine. He kind of serves them up, and he's pouring some of the other also regular spiced wines for the rest of you that he kind of sees follow Javid into the back with Brahmas. Brahmas pulls you guys into kind of this little. It's just a little, simple table in the back where you could eat or
Are we
do
ever
whatever.
going to booth in the corner?
What?
Booth in the corner?
There's not really anything like that. So there's kind of this hall down that if you keep going down it, you'll get to like the rooms where people can sleep in. But the first portion is just like private dining area. So you can kind of hear the music in the distance, the rhythmic drumming that Onyx paid for, kind of echoing down the hall. Promise pulls the rest of you in. He's all right. This one's probably up your alley. Went with your knack for investigating stuff. A little bit more cerebral of an employee than the rest of these dullards that I have working for me. I assume you've seen all the refugees in town.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, there's a lot less of them than there used to be.
What's happening to him?
Nobody knows. They're just disappearing straight off the street, just going missing.
What, here in the city?
Aye. And the issue is the guards, well, obviously a bit preoccupied with it. They've noticed, but haven't figured anything out. So they're hiring.
They told us to look into it.
There is a contract out if the fortune hunter is able to track it down. I know there's a few detectives from the city guards who are working on it, but they've had no progress. They've been working, I think, don't know. The first one that went missing was 2 weeks ago, something like that. Maybe even further. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, there's a contract out for it. Anyone that deals with it really finds anything meaningful out, it's 1,000 gold. That's how much they're willing to pay.
That's $1,000 for members and for the
Nah, that would
non-recruits?
be just a total flat rate. So if your whole
Oh,
group does
flat
it,
rate for the whole.
I can toss in a little extra for you as you're kind of a whole group or whatever working together. But as far as the city's paying out, it's 1,000 flat rate.
Oh. So it sounds like it's should just take us a few days then.
Oh yeah, this would be something super simple. Wouldn't take any time at all. Not for the likes of you.
Yeah. Well, tell us more. You have to tell us who the contact is in the city guards so we can get briefed on what they've done, what they've looked for, what they suspect. I mean, they must have some ideas. Necromancers or specters or clay worms.
Alright, well, don't know anything about that. But your contact is Captain Smugboot with the city guard.
Smug boot. Yes. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it myself, but that's the one who put out the contract. Most of them have been going missing down level 5, level 6, level 7, something like that. Down at the bottom.
Sorry, DM question. What's the lowest level in the city?
7. 7.
7. Okay.
And level
And
6 is where your hovel is.
Oh, so Tin Pan Alley.
Yeah. They've been setting up the refugees and putting them in some of the unoccupied houses down at the bottom. And for whatever reason, from what I hear, sometimes they go back to check on them in some of the empty houses, and the houses are empty again. So that's what they're asking about. Hasn't happened much. You know, I think it might have been less than 30 times that they gone missing. But it was enough that they noticed, and they're wanting us to look into it.
And the houses they examined is houses there intact. Wasn't like a.
I'm afraid you'll have to talk to Captain Smugboot. He's the one who knows all the information.
We'll check with the guard and ask after Captain Smugboots and get started on that. But for tonight, we're celebrating a safe return to the city. Nobody died, which is a wonderful thing.
I appreciate that. Good to hear you're back in sorts. Now, for the rest of you, can I get you signed on as members of the Fortune Hunters?
Hey,
You're on mute. I can't hear you,
Yeah,
Anna.
can I hear you? You're whispering at me.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll sign up.
Nice.
can't hear you at all. If you can hear me, I'm on the game chat with Liam and the rest of the D&D people.
What?
I think he's on the phone. Yeah, I guess I'll join.
All right. Well,
Gotta pay for my expeditions.
yeah, that makes sense to me. We do pay well if you come back alive.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I've got audio issues.
All right.
Hang on a sec. I'll be right back.
Are we signing up Briar and Demetari, or are we waiting for them to?
I just texted Reagan.
I think for those two at least, we can kind of hand wave it, and next session, if they want to have signed up, we can say that they did. Because overall,
Demetari says no, absolutely not.
okay. And yeah, I would wonder if Briar would want to do the same.
Yeah,
So
part of me feels like she wouldn't. So.
especially if other people aren't. All right, but Brahmas would like to sign up the big strapping fella, and he gives Onyx's muscles a squeeze.
I mean, you guys are paying out enough, and I've seen you walking around the city, so Javid and Azriel have proven to me that you guys are worth sticking around for.
That's good to hear. Welcome aboard, son, and he gives you a big hearty handshake.
I'll shake his hand and I'll just like smile and say, "You need to give Javid a raise. He's actually the one that convinced me."
We might be able to give him a commission or something like that. A signer's fee or whatever. Alright. Are the rest of you wanting to participate in the shenanigans tonight? We're celebrating Moradin. It's the month of whatever. I can't remember.
The celebration of the All-Father.
It is the festival of Quinn Pilar. We're honoring the Allfather. Good old Moradin. Anyone want to try Dragon's Breath?
Yeah, I'll try it and I'll hold my bowl out.
It serves in a glass boot. Would
Maybe
be
not,
highly
then.
disrespectful to place it in something else, and it gives you a squinty look.
Maybe not then.
I imagine so you can totally tell me this is not right, Liam, but I don't know if you've ever seen Drunk Fest where they have like the raised table and then they have the competition where they're like, drinking it like both, and so it's like you have like it's like when someone says they're gonna drink the dragon breath, they like have the whole place stop and clap and everybody watches
Oh,
it.
they're about to do that. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Anyone else want to try the Dragon's Breath?
I'm gonna wander off and see if I can't get food and other stuff. Just
You
kind of
think
chilling.
Briar
I
would
feel like
do the
Briar
dragon's breath?
absolutely would try
I
Dragon's
feel like
Breath.
she would do the dragon's breath.
Guys, they're going to start calling us up in 5 minutes. So I need to go.
Alright.
I will see you later.
Farewell.
Enjoyed it.
Enjoy your flight.
I think
Thank you.
if you're okay with it, I think it'd be cool if Briar was actually here to do the drinking game.
We have been playing a little over 3 hours, so I think that would probably be a good spot for us to stop. We'll pick back up with some drinking games. So I hope you guys had fun.
Hell yeah.
I probably